Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 4 of my in-depth, behind-the-scenes toy photography video series. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. So this image right here essentially was created from the last one. So if you watched last week's episode, you would have heard me say that while I was setting up that week's image, I kind of sort of had a George Lucas moment. No, not a brilliant stroke of genius that allows me to create this grand space opera that makes billions of dollars and toys and all this other stuff. No, basically I just mean that while I was setting up, I kind of had the idea of this image right here, of what was essentially leading up to last week's image. So kind of like George Lucas created the original Star Wars and then went backwards and created the prequels. That's exactly what I did this week, so that's why I call it my George Lucas moment. So if you haven't watched last week's video or you haven't seen last week's image, essentially it's Batman punching out one of the pink skulls. One of them's already laid out and the other one is running away with their motorcycles all thrown around. So while I was setting up, I kind of had the idea of why not show the right before this happened. And so that's exactly what this is. I have the pink skulls on their bikes, I have Batman on his. Ironically enough, all the bikes are technically Batman's. The bikes that I am using for the pink skulls are the McFarlane Toys, the Batman Drifter bikes. So as you can see, they work perfectly for the pink skulls, guys. So I'd highly recommend you picking them up now. I believe they're still on sale on Amazon, so check that out. And of course, he's on his bat bike from the movie. So yeah, guys, all of these figures are also Mezco toys. These are the brand new pink skulls set from Mezco Toys, and that is the brand new retro Batman figure that was just recently released alongside Two-Face in that 2-pack. So yeah, the reason I picked this Batman is because of the bright blue to contrast with the bright pink, and it works perfectly, you know. So I really want to take some shots of Batman versus these guys with their cartoon heads. I feel like that would be really cool, but right now I had already used the original pink skull heads for the previous shoot, so I had to stick with it, to stay in continuity with that image. So with that being said, guys, why don't I go ahead and pick up the camera and start taking you through this image. Alright guys, so here we come up. So taking a look at the lighting, as you can see, we have quite a bit going on here. Starting off with our key lights, I have one placed right here directly above them, and I do have one placed right here directly in front of them. You do see these little lights right here that are pointed with snoots at the headlights of the motorcycles, because as you can see, when it catches it, it does look like they're turned on. Whereas this one, I think this light actually just died, so you cannot see it. I do, as always, have a warm orange light back there and a cool blue light right here to contrast it. So I do use these cube lights with snoots to aim it directly at the, the head beam right there. As you can see, when the light directly hits it, it looks like it's on, versus when it's not, it's off. So I basically had to utilize what I had already set up, since it was a prequel to last week's image. So they're all utilizing the same weapons. This guy over here has his pipe. This guy over here has the AK, which Batman actually, disarms him. And this guy has his beamer bat, or cricket bat, I should say. So yeah, guys, as you can see, they are also on the stands that the bikes come with in order to stand, or else they will not stand. Once again, that manhole is covering up the stand. Of course, using atmosphere aerosol also helps. I do have some fairy lights in my diorama sets. By the way, this is the NECA Toys Street Scene diorama sets. I unfortunately am not talented enough to create my own dioramas, so I had to purchase them. And yeah, so the rest of the stuff that's just lying all around is just the stuff that came with the pink skulls. So yeah, like I said, I still want to take a picture of Batman versus the pink skulls, but with their cartoon heads. I feel like that would make a really great image. So if you happen to have any questions about this shoot, or any kind of questions about toy photography, please leave them down in the comments below. And if you've made it this far, type down in the comments motorcycles. That way I know you've made it this far and you're enjoying the content. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at a time-lapse video of me setting up the scene and the figures and everything, as well as some behind-the-scenes photos, and of course the final image and some alternate angles. Also, real quick, if you can and want to support the channel, please check out my Patreon link down below. With that being said, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. I've been your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and as always, have a great fucking day.